Welcome back to the channel for Right Time Watches here in Denver, Colorado. The watch we're looking at today is really quite interesting, although at first glance it may not even get noticed. The watch we're looking at is the Laco Classics Dresden. But before we dig into all those details, we'll invite you to subscribe to our channel so you catch all of our upcoming videos on fantastic watches like this one. This classic Laco has a 40mm diameter, a 48mm lug-to-lug, is 10.5 millimeters thick, and is powered by the Miyota 9015 automatic movement. Whenever a watch makes its way onto the wrist of an enthusiast, there's gotta be a reason for it. Whether that be the brand history, the design of the piece itself, or sometimes even the price point. Some combination of these factors is why you get excited about a timepiece. I personally find this wristwatch to be an amazing combination of many factors. Laco has a really cool history of producing wristwatches for many years. They do an amazing job with the simplistic, kind of Bauhaus inspired design of this particular piece, and it comes in at a killer price. With all that in mind, it's so easy for me to recommend a watch like this. But before I do, I figure we should get a little bit more hands-on with it so you can see exactly why I find it so amazing. I've always been a fan of simplistic designs, and this Laco absolutely knocks that out of the park. It's got a perfectly beautiful matte white dial with very thin and simple hands and numerals surrounding that white dial. It's very sleek and symmetrical with that date window down just above 6 o'clock. And we even have an exciting feature of a splash of red with that smoothly sweeping seconds hand. The case itself is made of a gorgeous satin stainless steel, which is going to be great because it won't show scratching quite as much as maybe a more high polished case would. Laco didn't cut any corners though. We do still have nice details like a signed crown here on the right. The sizing is really quite nice and universal at 40mm. It looks great with simple straight lugs and a beautiful Nato strap to match. The one main sacrifice that you do make with this watch is you've got a mineral crystal over top instead of a sapphire. It certainly doesn't affect the aesthetic of the watch though, it still looks great with that flat crystal over top. Just be aware that it may be a little bit more prone to scratching than a sapphire would be. The strap isn't too crazy, but it is a nice looking and well matching Nato. It's got that black and gray striping and a very nice Laco signature on the buckle on the opposite side. For this watch, Laco sourced a movement from Japan from Miyota company. This is the Miyota 9015 movement, which is a great and reliable automatic movement with a respectable power reserve. 42 hours is what you should get out of this watch, which is pretty good considering it's a 28,800 beats per hour movement. The finishing on the movement is a bit Spartan, but it's not bad to look at. Where this watch really starts to shine is when you put it on the wrist. Laco put this in their Classics collection for a reason. It's just a normal, amazing looking wristwatch. This won't necessarily capture the attention of the casual observer, but for a watch nerd like us, it's really a lovely piece. The thing that I think will probably be the most fun for this wristwatch is changing out straps. You can already see that it looks great on a Nato, but it would look so good on a variety of others. I really think this is just a great watch, and it's definitely a great watch for the money. It's got a retail price of just over $500 US, making this super attainable for someone who's maybe early on in their watch collecting journey, or maybe a more seasoned enthusiast who just wants to add something fun. Laco really does a great job with this piece, and I'm happy that we got to share it with you here on the channel today, and I'm hoping that you enjoyed taking a look at something a little bit off the beaten path. This watch has a very classic styling and it's quite understated, while still being a really beautiful watch. If you'd like to purchase this watch or any of our others, please visit us at righttime.com or give us a call. We're always happy to help. As always, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you next time at Right Time.